And now, live from the Steel Twins recording studio in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan. Once again, it's your boys, the Cannonball, the Cannon, the Steel Twins. What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means.
It's voice acting night, baby.
Absolutely. We've gotten more than our fair share of sun in the great region of the Dominican Republic. Then we got hit with a case of the flu. That sucked. So our beautiful voices could not be used for good, unfortunately, but you can't hold us down forever. Because now we are going to go ahead. And we're just going to cue this music right up because that's what mood we're in here, kids. That's right, everybody. It is almost time to wrap this puppy up. The first game. So the case Turnabout Ablaze. So yeah, I'm very excited. We got 2 parts left. We're probably going to get through just this one part tonight, and then the final part next week. But I want to see what I can do. But while we're playing this, I think I'm so excited. I think we need to get to our favorite part of the show. Do you not?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
So, if you have a cap tier bottle or a pin on your can, you go ahead and pull that pin back or twist that cap off
with a twisty twist.
Hey, package. What time is it?
It's time to get bombed.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. That hit the spot.
It sure did, buddy. Hey, if anything ails you, just go get your old pal Werner's. Live scene.
Here we go.
Coming in hot.
And we're looking to finish this once and for all.
Yep. Drop it like it's hot. 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 Auto save feature. Just gotta get all my tools. I'm just getting my tools ready. So okay, we will load the second to last part of Turnabout Ablaze. Its ladder, He Who Is Above the Law. Well, my friend, in our neck of the woods, no one is above the law.
Damn right, son.
So, let us continue.
Good news. The check cleared. It's go time.
We might be a newborn colt on shaky legs here, but we'll try it. March 15th, 2:11 a.m. Theatrum Neutralis, lobby. I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality.
Yes, and there is nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice.
I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him.
I know.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of.
Uh-oh, what kind of it?
If we can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist, then what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the law can't help us, then I'll go as the Yatagarasu and take care of this myself.
Don't you dare!
Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry, that was a bit too harsh.
I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador, after all. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. This is kind of their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job.
What? What am I gonna do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack?
Hold it.
Hold it! Come on, everyone. We can't give up yet.
Okay?
I want you to think about something for a sec. We've never let up for even a second. And as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here.
She's right.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth.
You're right, Kay. Very well. Let us reopen the investigation and see what we find. Come on, Kay.
Right behind you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Then I'll go check out Babal a bit more, sir.
And I have something that I need to investigate further in Allebast.
There we go.
All right, just you and Kay, Miles. Now then, before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion Flowers data erased from my organizer. Begin investigation! Theater Naturalis, lobby. Ambassador Alba seemed agitated over something. I sense that there is something he doesn't want us to investigate.
No, we need to go over this room with a fine-tooth comb then.
Yep.
I wonder why.
There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Allebashtian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute him.
Cool. Sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want.
And Murder Damask II run a smuggling operation and make counterfeit bills, apparently.
But I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Cochin and Babal.
Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it.
Bobley's embassy's printing press and Bobley's ink to make counterfeit bills. All
Well
right.
then. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babal also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country.
Really?
No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here.
So I guess we really don't stand a chance, do we?
We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. All right.
Well, let's take a look at this picture.
This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Steel Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before?
Now, hang on. Let's take a look.
Wait a minute.
Now,
What's missing in that center bouquet over there? You know, I thought there's a missing piece. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
oh, there's a little piece missing from here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's look at it first.
It appears to be a bouquet of Persians, cyclamens, and roses.
Wow. You even know the exact species? I never would have figured you for an expert on flowers.
It's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. Just look at me. I sound like some sort of botanist.
Botanist. But hey, there's
Botanist.
nothing wrong with that.
So, what exactly is this yellow flower here?
That one, I'm not sure.
What? You don't know?
As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before.
Hold on, Jack. The guitar pick.
Oh,
That's not a guitar pick. That's a pedal. That's a pedal from a flower.
well now.
Okay.
Deduce. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Now, just a minute. Yeah, because we were sitting here thinking about it. Like, what the hell does this guitar pick have anything to do with it? So,
Eureka! Could this piece of evidence be related to this photo somehow?
Huh? Well, nope. I don't think it's related at all.
Even though I know she's right, she could have at least tried to humor me a little.
all right, maybe not. I mean, it was a good guess. Let me take a look though. Let's look at this. So, all right. Okay. Hey, that wound.
Oh,
Stabbed by Damascus II. So,
he covered it up with that bouquet. But what else is in the photo?
all right, let's take a look.
There's that troublemaker standing there smack in the center making two peace signs.
Wow, Steel Samurai stands out even more than the two ambassadors in this picture. Oh, hey, the person playing the Steel Samurai is one of your friends, right?
No, I have no idea who he is.
Oh, come on, Edgeworth. Don't throw him under the bus.
Wait, but you just said he. You knew which gender he was, so you must know him, right?
I beg that you please refrain from talking about that person with me ever again.
Jesus, he hates Larry that much? Come on now.
Mr. Paulino has a really great smile, don't you think? I bet he was really happy that they were going to become Kadofi again.
Perhaps, but instead, he became the greatest victim in today's case. An ambassador like him was always thinking of his country as really to be admired.
Yeah, although this happened, I hope they'll be able to reunite the country someday.
I hope so as well, but for that to happen, we need to solve this case first. We need to see to it that those who would harm the new Kadofia are locked away.
And we will.
All right, let me look at the evidence. Well, let me look at this. Can we do any of this? Agitated Alba, Cochin's counterfeiting up, renovations. Can we at least look at this? Probably not. Oh!
We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press. But the necessary materials, such as the Bobley's ink and paper, must have been hidden in a secure location. But what do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun?
Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all.
Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and bills disposal. And the reason Mr. Cochin was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain?
So
I would have to say Quercus Alba, I think. Hold on.
Definitely not Polano.
Hold on, I'm going to go ahead and...
I mean, Manny, perhaps, because he was the one doing the counterfeit bills. But it's not, it's either Cochin or Alba, so it's a 50-50 shot.
All right, let's see. I'm actually gonna get to the guide just so that just in case you're stuck.
Right.
You know.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna try Manny Cochin.
Manny Cochin. The answer is Mr. Cochin himself.
He was the smuggling ring's boss, right?
Actually, he wasn't, but...
So maybe he had a lot to gain because of all the money? But in the end, he was killed. It's kind of sad, really.
I suppose there is some truth in that. No matter how much he may have profited in life, he really didn't gain much in his death. With that being the case, there really is only one man who gained from everything. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? Quercus Alba. It's the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. From both embassies, the co-conspirator who was mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin.
Oh.
Alba could conveniently place all the guilt for the smuggling into Cochin.
There we go. And maybe that might be why. That's why he doesn't want us to investigate it.
The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Cochin, Ms. Yew said it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. If we were to take her words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Cochin was killed.
Then you mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends.
Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship?
Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Palano to be ambassador after the reunification?
Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Allebashtian Prima Duck's statue.
So Mr. Cochin hired Damascus II to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Cochin?
It is definitely a possibility at this point.
Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Allebast, but Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right?
Right, and that is what we must solve next.
All right. Okay.
Seems like the lilies are at the center of this bouquet with an accent of chamomile. Ah, chamomile, right?
Yeah, I remember that case.
Wow! I can totally smell the wonderful fragrance.
Okay, this is just a picture.
Look, I know that. But it's nice to imagine things once in a while, you know. Where's your sense of empathy?
If you can smell the fragrance of flowers from a photo, that's more like a hallucination.
Ugh, you don't have to be mean about it.
Let's just drop this before it's in full bloom.
No, you said that something was funny about the center of this, bouquet, and I was convinced. And I was convinced it was the pick, but I guess not. Okay. Let's see. We don't know how the fountain spouts have anything to do with it, or the samurai dogs.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
All right, I'm going to keep looking around while you're doing this. Flowers were sent by a variety of people and businesses to celebrate the Goodwill.
Flowers were sent by a variety of people and businesses to celebrate the Goodwill event. Even the Steel Samurai received some flowers from the ambassadors.
There's so many bouquets here. It's like a wedding ceremony.
I believe the flowers for those are for a slightly different reason.
What do you mean? This event was supposed to be like a wedding between Allebast and Babal, right?
Actually, I believe they're more in a state of divorce.
Okay then. This event was supposed to be their remarriage ceremony.
I suppose you could call it that. All right, go back to that picture.
Okay.
It's a backdrop they used in the Steel Samurai stage show today.
I love the climax of that show. Steel Samurai, Sushi Slash. That was the first time I'd seen that special move. But well, the Gem and Ninja stage show's climax is much better, of course.
Oh, is that a fact?
That scene where he sang for Princess Missola and gave her those hair sticks? I could totally feel the love there in my heart.
Perhaps the German ninja is just more popular with female audiences.
Why would he
All right,
know
go back to that picture.
I'm sitting there going, how would he know that? This is taking just before the two ambassadors. We're just going to keep going. Is it just my imagination? Was there something in this picture that I've seen before? Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. So, what have we seen before?
Now, go deduce that center. Go deduce that center thing.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
So we were close.
Is this spot somehow connected to any evidence I hold? Now check the knife, the Allebashtian knife.
Well, this guy.
That may be it. See that missing part right there?
Yep, hang on, yep. The knife
right
was
there.
hiding in there. Very astute. Okay.
Eureka! Babal's national symbol is the butterfly, and Allebast is the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in a forest trick.
What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife. Ah!
Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Cochin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Neutralis, in the very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying.
Wow.
Commemorative photo data jotted down in my organizer. Taking that Theatrum Neutralis, the murder weapon can be seen in Mr. Alba's bouquet.
Yeah, but we still don't understand about the guitar pick. That's gonna drive me nuts. Anyway.
The flower motif. It looks like one of the flower petals is missing.
Now we're gonna start to get to the heart of the matter.
Yep.
Ooh, and take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal.
Then the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. Allebashtian knife data updated in my organizer. Blade determined to be Allebashtian. The flower motif's petals are separate. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Cochin was killed. A place where the Allebashtian ambassador was likely to meet the Boblees' Mr. Cochin. The place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed the murder is...
It's either in the Theatrum Neutralis or the Embassy of Babal. I'm gonna guess the Theatrum Neutralis.
Yep. Take that. The only place that makes sense is here at the Theatrum Neutralis.
What? Here?
The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that the both of them would have been in is here.
But if that's the case, then everything changes. This theater isn't actually Allebashtian land. So that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has.
It makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further.
So what should we check out?
Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Allebast and Babal post-haste. Babal's records should be easy to obtain. However, the problem will be Allebast. I wonder if they would allow us to see their records despite the order to vacate.
Objection!
Eisbruch! I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth.
Francisca!
I have here the security footage from both Allebast and Babal. You would do well to take a look at its contents.
Security footage data jotted down in my organizer. Footage of the entranceways into Babal and Allebast from the Theatrum Neutralis. You move fast.
Avant Karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Babal investigation reports as well. From now on, he will make no excuse to back down or say that we can't solve this case.
I'm sorry about earlier.
we won't be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Isn't he?
Hasn't she patronized me enough already for a lifetime? So this video contains footage from Allebashtian's immigration screening area.
I really hope there's something in here that we can use.
All right, pop it in, babe. Okay, 5:21 p.m. 5:22. There's the old man. 5:23. There's the Steel Samurai.
Which minute's footage should I re-examine?
It should either be 5:23 or 5:22, but I'm thinking maybe it's Well, what if? Oh, so he's looking. So remember, Larry Butts was looking for the baby, right?
Right?
What if Manny Cochin's body was carried in that little carriage?
I think that may be it.
Let's try it.
Doesn't something about this lump's shape strike you as odd?
Huh? Is it supposed to be this shape?
No, there is clearly something odd about the bulge. If only we had the pushcart itself, we could compare and confirm my hunch. Pushcart data jotted down in my organizer. Steel Samurai pushed this to Allebashtian in the dressing room. The bulge is unnatural. Next, let us check the footage from Babal's security camera.
I hope it shows us something good.
5:25.
Phooey. There wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything.
That right there is the contradiction.
Oh.
Huh? Did I miss something?
You didn't miss anything, because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country.
Oh. Hey.
But wasn't his body found in Babal?
It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Investigation complete.
I knew it.
Refill.
Good job.
Huh? Ambassador Alba. I thought I had asked you for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. You had your fun, and I've enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, once you've recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over. No! No!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night?
After admitting to my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it.
Hold it. Hold it. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba?
Ambassador Palino.
Even just a teeny tiny bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is a precarious situation, you know.
Very well, if you insist. I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any further. Ambassador Palino.
Mr. Edgeworth, all I wish for is the normalization of relationships between our two countries. But there is one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right.
Thank you for your vote of confidence.
Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question.
That's more than enough, because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin.
I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun.
This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by.
Here
All
we
right,
go,
it's
baby.
go time, baby. Final battle. Ambassador Alba's alibi.
Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Allebashtian the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babal. That is my alibi.
Well, Bubba, that's a lie. He wasn't in Allebashtian the whole time.
So, so that is your alibi?
That is correct. It is simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babal. Now that we've cleared that up, I'd appreciate it if you would move out of my way.
Hold it! Hold it! I said hold it!
What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question.
You did, but you still have yet to really answer my one question.
What?
Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing.
Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer.
Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors. Yeah! You are forbidden to lose.
Of course, that is something I've understood from the start.
That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
The goal of the first Yatagarasu was the capture of the smuggling rings. The goal of the first Yatagarasu is a capture of the smuggling. The goal of the first Yatagarasu was the capture of the smuggling ring's leader, my father and Uncle Badd. Their legacy will live on through me. So that's why we just gotta catch him, okay?
We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have at the truth now, shall we?
No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same.
All right, let's go get this bastard.
Don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion
Frankly, I
here.
still don't understand.
Okay.
You know what story mode's telling us?
I know. Well, I have an idea, but go ahead.
Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Allebashtian the whole time.
So I beg to differ, asshole, because that commemorative photo is the proof. Nope. Okay, what is?
So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babal. That is my alibi.
So Mr. Cochin was a friend of Ambassador Alba.
If that's true, then why did the ambassador kill him? It's not like in the case of my father where he ordered someone to do it.
The problem we have here is we don't know what his exact relationship was.
So we should press him on that.
Yeah, indeed. If they had complete trust in each other, then there is no motive for murder. However, both men were very selfish, and I believe that is from where his motive arose. So what's story mode telling us?
Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers.
Hold it. Yep.
Hold it. It's not a hypothesis. Earlier, we proved it to be what happened.
Well, let's leave that to one side for now. Because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive.
Oh? So you really had no reason to kill Mr. Cochin?
You want to suppose I had one? Then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me.
Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate it if you would take me seriously.
I'm sorry. I suppose you're in a bit of a pickle. Very well. The game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I had no motive to kill. Now let's see you disprove it.
How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, I'm not gonna stand by and just watch him get away with his crimes.
In that case, what motive would I have to kill my co-conspirator?
All right, so we're going to present a piece of evidence here. And I think the evidence was Damasitu's note.
Objection.
Okay, we're going about this the wrong way.
If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Cochin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too. Namely, you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil, and because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess.
Objection! I don't believe this! You had a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument?
I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Cochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Allebashtian Prima Duck's statue. By killing him and pushing all the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him.
Objection! Are you finished with your hypothesizing?
Excuse me?
I suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive for a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right?
I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin.
Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Wait, what?
I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ugh.
Ambassador Alba, if you could please just give us a little bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man Manny was, he was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death.
Huh. That is something for Babao to figure out, and something to which I have no relation to.
Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Palino.
I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears.
There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Palino.
We must find some way to stop him from leaving.
Seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home.
Hold it.
Hold it! Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba!
Okay.
Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Yatagarasu's legacy will live on through me.
Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving?
You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this?
No, and why should I recognize that tattered old organizer?
Wait, where have I seen that before?
That That is a clue my father, Byrne Faraday, left for us.
Did you say Byrne Faraday?
Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is one from the second KGH incident.
The one in which he wrote about the Yatagarasu's key?
Yes. This organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yew killed 7 years ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You say that like it was related to me.
Inside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did.
What an amusing little girl you are, but that sort of trickery won't work on me.
If you won't believe me, then take a look at this.
What is that toy there?
Uh-oh.
That's...
This thievery device was used by the Yatagarasu, or rather, by my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy.
What?
These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Yatagarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Allebashtian, right behind you.
Little girl, get to the point.
I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence.
Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Ever the thorn in my side.
Okay, does that organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings?
It's nothing case-breaking, really.
Then it was just a bluff.
Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Badd found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him.
Those two pieces, aren't they keepsakes of your father?
It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end.
Okay.
When the going gets tough, someone's gotta be there to put the wind back in your sails.
After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. Yeah. I refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony.
How dare you all, barring a person like me?
Ambassador Alba, your testimony, if you please.
All right, but this is the absolute last. Then even if you use all the power of Ambassador Palladino's office, you won't stop me.
I can't let this opportunity Kay has created for me go to waste. All right, here we go. Alba's Alibi Part 2.
Last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was in Allebashtian the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there's no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree?
What about that time you met him at the Theatrum Neutralis?
Oh.
There we go.
Now, since you people are practically begging, I'll allow you to question me.
What an arrogant old man.
Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us.
I will warn you, though, you've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions, and you will be punished.
Ooh, better watch it. So any needless pressing or presenting will hurt our case?
In that case, the only thing you can do is to present the correct evidence. Understood? Understood?
Of course, I don't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Cochin was killed before he returned to Babal. In which case, there's only one statement to which I need to present the evidence.
All right, well, I'm just gonna go. What story won't tell us?
Last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatre Neutralis. After that, I was in Outbus the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that.
That's a lie.
So you see, there's no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, now we're gonna bring that photo.
See? You hit the phone. See,
I
yeah,
know.
you hit the knife.
I was a little early.
Objection.
I'd like you to take a look at this picture.
It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations.
Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder.
Come again?
This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it as well you should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it in among the flowers you were to give to the Steel Samurai. Meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at the theater.
It's time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
Objection! We're not through yet.
Objection! It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again.
That's right. This man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court.
Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. No! Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell.
The courts. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end?
Not so fast.
Agent Lang!
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor.
Get out of my way! My plane is scheduled to take off soon.
Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba.
I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang.
Sorry, but no, it wouldn't.
What?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked.
What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Not so fast. Long Shi says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. Interpol headquarters in the imperial household of the Kingdom of Allebast took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it.
The imperial household? You... what have you done?
You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba.
What?
Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this.
The video the Yatagarasu protected.
You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of detainment philosophy, Long Zi. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off.
It can't be. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked.
Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing.
Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again.
He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield.
What a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him.
Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador.
Not so fast. Do you really think you could still pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba.
Oh my... Objection! What? No, I won't be stopped now. He still won't quit.
Whoa.
He still intends to fight us? So what if I am no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me.
I'd expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor.
Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater? But even if that's true, that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater. So anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babal? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous. Objection!
I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready?
Are you ready? Dum, dum.
Because this is no game. This is war.
Oh, shit.
You wanted a war? You got one, mother. Okay, wrong game. Alba's Alibi Part 3.
I killed Mr. Cochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal.
Except we have that one piece of evidence.
Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too?
Not so fast. You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you?
As if I care.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything.
I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness.
Yeah, just another witness.
All right, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy.
And
Your lady,
And get him good.
I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. All right, what story am I going to tell us? Alba's Alibi Part 3.
I killed Mr. Cochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal.
Oh, yeah? I think it's that security footage.
Yep, it's the cart.
Objection! Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look.
What is that supposed to be?
It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area.
Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it?
Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement.
Huh. Thank you for the warning.
Now, if you could take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it?
Should I? Because I don't.
In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart. He hid the body, didn't he?
Yep, so it's Coach's body.
What is the meaning of showing me that?
It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene.
What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it.
I admit that for now it's but a hypothesis. However,
if you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people.
Hold it. Hold it! Sorry I took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Uh-oh.
Gummy!
Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart?
Yes, sir. I found it in the open-air stage area.
So that's where you went.
The detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case?
Yes. It just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was in Allebast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart?
I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir.
Oh? Well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, Detective.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, there's
a
blood on it.
stain.
Uh-oh.
It's blood.
This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you.
Objection! I forced him to move the body into Allebast? What nonsense! Why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection! You were scheduled to make a speech in Allebast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babal. However, what if you moved the body to Allebast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Allebast.
No!
If I could show you how you move the body from Allebast to Babal, then I win.
But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight.
I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after your return to Allebast.
Miles Edgeworth? Have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved?
By the pulley system. That's why the ceiling fan broke.
To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means...
There is no question that can't be answered, right?
The Prima statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. Alright, here we go. Movements in Allebast.
After I returned to Allebast, I had my picture taken with a steel samurai shaking hands. And just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasures, so I raced back to my office.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Einspruch! It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damascus II. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office.
Those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time.
Was?
You, is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you? Objection! People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. And you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction.
He's really full of himself, isn't he?
Yes, he is. How could he be so confident at a time like this?
Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like.
All right, time for story mode. What's that?
Yeah, what is it saying?
What's in Allebast?
After I returned to Allebast, I had my picture taken with the steel samurai shaking hands.
Let's press him on it.
So why was it only with the steel samurai? I thought the pink princess was also around.
The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest.
Wow, so you do have a soft side after all.
The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels.
Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh?
But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over?
You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose.
The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Then just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared.
Hold it.
Press him.
That Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up.
A most amusing joke. And how do you propose that I set it up?
If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlight in the Rose Garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow.
Oh, that's an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me.
You. What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything?
Very well then. Let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden?
Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then, once everyone was inside, well, I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office.
Press again.
Hold it. And what happened after you returned to your office?
I don't want to keep on repeating this, however, upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Masked Man.
Objection!
Einspruch. And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damask II.
Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the prima duck statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue.
Ms. Von Karma is really letting her wit fly now.
I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it.
She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he is actually guilty of anything.
Are you finished here?
Mouse Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babal?
Sir?
Mr. Edgeworth!
Nah, even after proving so much, is he gonna get away with it?
Is this the end?
Nope, it never is. Hold it!
It appears that we made it just in time.
Holy shit.
It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle.
Evil Magistrate, it's time for you to pay!
It's the Steel Samurai?
No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo-O Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy.
Oh no.
Edgy Poo!
The two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here?
Remember how he said he wanted to find his baby? Well, they found him and he's dripping with water, right?
Right.
You don't think he used the pool to dump the body in the water?
Oh boy.
You wonder why the Bababali's office was doused in water, right?
Right. Uh-huh. Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help. Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Objection! Go away!
How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us?
Well, isn't this grand? And I see he managed to find the Iron Infant.
Does that really matter right now?
Yes, it does.
Hey! Is it just me, or is the Iron Infant completely soaked?
Oh yeah. I found him in Baba, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal. And he found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that. Well, I was in Allebashtian the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. I thought that I lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid could swim, huh?
Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden?
Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in...
Hold it! That's enough, Larry.
There we found it.
The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Allebashtian to Babal is bilateral symmetry. Ah, that's right. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir?
There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies.
Does something like that really exist, sir?
An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine the pool. Or...
Yeah, it's right around here. Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it.
It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you do. It's all a waste of time.
Not so fast. You will stay here with us and wait.
This is Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden.
Just as I suspected.
What is it?
The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babalese side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Allebast.
Objection! Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any.
This is where the guitar pick comes in.
The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool. It was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two country courtyards are connected.
Objection! And where's your proof that the two sides are connected?
Objection! The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant.
What? This blasted doll?
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey, don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me.
We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain.
Not so fast. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through to Babal. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it. But
He has a point.
Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe?
you see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over.
Agent Lang!
Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now?
He's not. He's just pointing out a possible contradiction.
He's not. he realized the flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer.
And another thing, Mr. Cochin's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage?
Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember?
You mean Sheena, right?
With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office.
Objection! Are you seriously claiming that she swam through this connecting pipe with the body?
He's right. Miss Sheena would drown if she did that.
It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe.
It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked.
Because now they had to drain the water. That's where the pool. That's where. Hang on. That's where this evidence comes in. It auto refills the water when the water level's too low, right?
Right.
Anyway.
In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What?
Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements.
What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babal? Ooh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool.
Try that again.
Oops.
Ooh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool.
Get rid of the water?
That's right. Set the building on fire.
Aha, that's it.
Now, I believe this is time we really are done, right?
Objection! Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba.
You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you thought of a way to move the body through the water?
Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done.
Excuse me?
The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time.
What do you mean there wasn't any water?
Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved.
So it's got to be the fires. 2 fires broke out in Babal today.
Tonight, the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border.
Objection! So what? The water level went down, the reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this.
Oh yeah? Yes, you can. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game.
See a fourth wall.
I haven't lost yet.
I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat.
Not so fast. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route.
I know that.
I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway?
I'll have you know, those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders for footholds along the walls either.
it would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb up out of the pool.
Ladders or footholds along the walls? There was no need for such things.
What do you mean?
If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will.
Oh, it looks like you got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already.
The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Sheena could move up and down in the pool.
So I'm thinking it's this, the fountain spouts.
Take that!
Yep.
Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking.
He used the fountain spouts? How so?
The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the Bob Lee side and the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Coachen's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Coachen's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Allebashtian into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Sheena and the body. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office.
That's how Ms. K got a look at her.
There is an elevator in the embassy, after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Coachen's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you?
I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back.
Objection! You accuse me of moving the body across country lines? When you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me.
The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now?
Proof, I believe, is what he seeks.
Yes, proof. Without any, who's to say whether or not any of what you said really happened?
He wants proof? What are we gonna do, Mr. Edgeworth?
There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along.
Oh.
Oh boy, here we go. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find the one other item there. The guitar pick.
Yep.
And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open-air stage area.
Oh,
3,
my.
2, 1. Take that!
Take that!
And what exactly is this?
You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Bobbly side will be your undoing.
A guitar pick? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were?
Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick.
Chagrin.
Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick.
What?
This is something I found at the open air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to show you what this fragment from the stage area belongs to.
The knife.
Take that!
I knew it.
Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot.
Click.
It's a perfect fit!
I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body.
Objection! That's an interesting story. Nothing more.
Objection! Oh, I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it.
It was wet, you say?
Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open air stage area on the Bobbly side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool on through into Babal.
Impossible!
The people of Zhengfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy.
Why?
Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When your first life.
Say that one more time.
When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you.
Objection! You can't call what you're given a perfect argument.
You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist, because everyone breaks eventually.
You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more.
This really will be the end of the line.
You keep saying that all the time. Oh, to be continued. Oh my gosh.
Well, we gotta keep going. We gotta get to the bottom of this, right?
Yep, it's an hour and a half. We can keep going. So, ladder, the final testimony. Quercus Alba. March 15th.
March 15th, 3:33 a.m. Theatre Neutralis, lobby. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more.
As if there is anything else for me to testify about.
I still have yet to fully prove that it was all Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatre Neutralis.
Very well. I suppose I could tell you about that. because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show.
Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. What happened during that show? The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that is the key to this investigation. All right, final testimony. The Steel Samurai show.
I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them.
So you were in a theater proper watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you?
Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai.
Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool. It's the Steel Samurai who is cool.
Yeah, and the Steel Samurai's special finishing move today was really something, huh?
Hey, Edgy, who is she? Who is this super cute girl?
Too young for you, bro, that's who.
She's been standing here this whole time, and only now he notices her?
Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation.
Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm Larry Buzz. Oh.
Silence in the peanut gallery! There's no time for such trivialities at a time like this!
Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that?
I know. This is the end. For that man there.
Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Have no fear. I will finish the job. This really is the end game. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies.
One little
All
thing.
right, Steel Samurai show. What's Story Mode telling us?
I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose.
Press? No.
I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you?
Press. There you go.
Hold it. Well, I remember the contents of the show as well, myself.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Miles Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be wound up by him at this important juncture.
I wasn't planning to let him.
Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And didn't you think the climatic scene of today's show is just totally awesome?
Yes, I remember that well. And that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate early summer rain jab. Oh, that scene will live on in my heart forever.
Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that.
Uh-oh.
How can you forget your own special moves? That's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear.
Yes, and today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move?
I suppose you are correct, but if you could, please elaborate on this point for me.
One of the scenes was of his never-before-seen early summer rain jab move.
Present the bent spear.
Objection! The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer?
Is that your final answer? Because if we take a look at that piece of evidence, yep, early summer rain jab, because he bent it, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Objection! You little irritating gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over?
That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this.
A samurai spear? What about it?
This spear actually never made it on stage today.
Excuse me?
Unfortunately for you, tonight's steel samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Huh? Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight?
It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash.
Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used.
I can't believe that a piece of nerd fandom is the ultimate piece of evidence that's going to take this guy down.
I don't know. Quercus Alba, you didn't watch even a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you?
Aha. So if he wasn't watching the show tonight,
Then it opened up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Cochin instead.
So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now. Just what is so funny?
You're so sloppy, and so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watched the show, or most of it in any case.
What do you mean by most of it?
Oh, you see, during the show, I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when the dramatic scene was played out on stage.
that is the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal.
Ugh. Just because he got the name of the move wrong, we can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all.
As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I had wanted to watch the entire show. Honest.
Objection! As a Steel Samurai fan? For someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show! You have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan, ever!
Hold it. Who now?
Who was that just now?
It would be I, young lady. Hold it! Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Edgy, please, hold on for a second, I beg. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Sam maniac.
What exactly is a Steel Sam maniac, pal?
I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac.
Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm the Steel Samurai. Objection! I will never acknowledge you as a true Steel Samurai.
What are you getting so worked over? What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth?
It appears that the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well as he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was a most amazing show, filled with the spirit of the young and the young at heart.
The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker.
Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Cochin.
You know what, Gramps? You're really something else.
I'm honored to receive such praise from Steel Samurai, but what is it for?
Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff knew about.
Wait, it was a secret?
Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of this move right before the start of the show.
Right before?
Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab. That's kind of how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I already bet the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless.
All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy.
Long story short, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kind of pretended that the early summer rain job didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret.
So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake.
It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art.
Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move.
Objection! Hold those lips of yours still.
Well, that seems to be upsetting him for some reason.
What the heck, old man?
I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and a pointless exercise in wasting time, much like a kid's show.
Objection! Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you.
How dare you!
I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony.
Huh. So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into a behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show.
Not so fast. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Quercus Alba.
You were the one who said it yourself, that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start.
So, just what are you driving at?
That the name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud.
So how does he even know about it?
Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move?
Because I can only think of one way you could have known.
Quercus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move. You asked about it. You knew the name because you asked about it. You asked a member of the staff, that is. I think that's it.
Hey now, didn't that samurai say just a few seconds ago that the people who knew were ordered to keep quiet about the move?
I somehow doubt that he could have simply asked someone and gotten an answer.
Besides, even if what you said were the case, what do we learn from that?
Not much, actually. Not if Mr. Alba had asked a staff member, I suppose.
Yeah, I was wrong?
Mr. Alba, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move?
Because I can only think of one way you could have known.
Quercus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move.
Either he saw it or he thought it up, so he saw it.
You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go.
So that means that Mr. Alba was there at some point, right?
Well, what's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means.
There is another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Cochin's murder.
Huh?
The pushcart, maybe?
Either the push cart.
Or the wound.
Oh, it could be.
Take that!
Not the push cart. Yep.
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room.
Oh, it is.
During the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room.
And the lump's not there either.
No. Right.
Oh.
And it was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into Allebashtian along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage.
So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show.
Precisely.
Oh, but wait! What if, and this is just a what if the murder took place right in the dressing room?
Well, what do you mean, Kay?
I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people.
Slipping undetected into a private dressing room. Okay. Slipping undetected into a private dressing room then would be as simple as pie.
The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body with the pushcarts in too.
Correct. Thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Cochin. Quercus Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why. Yes? Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room.
I knew it. I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest.
Objection!
Not yet.
Not so fast.
Well, what is it now?
Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself?
Explain? What is there to explain?
I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard.
You punk. Still trying to get out of this.
Do you really think you can get away at this point?
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him?
I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything.
I don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good.
But if that's what I need, then perhaps.
Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there.
Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal.
Ooh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from recreation.
Not so fast. We don't need to do any of that.
What? Wolfie, how could you?
Time out. Let him explain.
I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else.
They found nothing?
There's only one thing I can say to you, sis, and it's they found nothing. That's it.
I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us.
They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find.
And if there is no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either.
Is this the end? The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one.
Hold
Hold
it!
it!
Who is it this time?
Hold it right there, you whippersnappers! First Larry, and now you? What is it with that scary mobster-like skull on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're all leaving this lady in a sad, depressing, lonely dust, and I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up. Because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. Huh? The most wonderful thing? From you? It's so super special I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know. My special present of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? It's this. It's...
It's a box of those samurai dogs, right?
Yes, oh, Edgy Poo. Here, go on and eat one and you'll feel as right as rain.
Hang on a
You'll feel
second.
as right as rain.
Hang on a second. What if we looked at it?
Well,
Can we-
it's not on the
can we?
record just yet. No, not yet. Wait, no,
Anyway.
hey,
That.
Oh,
Go back
yeah.
to that box.
Yeah.
see that white thing?
There was a red spot on it.
Oh. So we got to look at that again then. Anyway.
Are we through here? Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo! Tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. I'm not going to handle snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and made sure you were nice and full. One day it was my dream to serve you some of my own homemade food. I mean, isn't that the desire of everyone to make sure that their beloved never goes hungry? That's what I meant to expect. What the whole time you do? What's starting to kids right now?
Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her?
There is no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. Oh, but I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool.
Now, hang on a second. Now, there's a white spot here, but a red spot there. Why do you suppose that's red?
A drop of blood, perhaps?
It had a special design on its fan, like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. But when I ate one, it just tasted like all the rest. Ooh, it made me so mad. Wait, a special box with a Hinomaru-like fan on it? I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be?
After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a Hinomaru dog. Time to connect the dots then. This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this red sun may be just what we needed to point us in the right direction.
A present?
The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs out to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart.
Oh.
He moved the... And then... you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be, once we found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. All right.
So,
Samurai dogs, Himura dogs. Nope. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. All right. Body in the pushcart.
Well, there's
One or
only
two
one.
of them.
It's either this one or the other one.
Aha! The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor, were most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. Oh, now I'll put them together. That which should not exist, this box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it. If this red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing samurai dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Wendy Oldbag, I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir?
Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in the dressing room.
Huh? How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence.
That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you will erase every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what will put you away for good.
You're bluffing.
Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the fangs we need to go after this guy's jugular. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs is gonna put the old man away?
The trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. The circle.
Yep.
Right there. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru fan on it. This should never have existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood.
Huh?
What?
Blood, you say?
Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste.
I gotta admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey, you, get this down to the lab. Pronto.
But why was there blood on that box to begin with?
If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Yeah. You have a great memory, Edgy. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor?
I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart.
Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box.
When my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there, because embassy staff members had already confiscated them.
Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder.
It's a good thing Ms. Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Ms. Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame.
What a scandalous way of putting that. I didn't steal. I received it for myself.
Quercus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part.
Objection. Trying to rain on your little love fest. However, How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this? Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what?
So, Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh?
The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room.
And you say that it means something.
Huh?
Excuse me, sirs.
Report. What were the results of the analysis?
Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood.
I knew it. With this Quercus Alba?
Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question.
Your question?
The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Coach's blood, what difference would it make?
Not so fast. Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room.
Objection! But it doesn't prove that I am your killer, does it?
God, that's...
He has a very good point. The blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer.
Then, this evidence, it's meaningless?
I don't think so. I highly doubt it. That can't be. We were so close, sir.
I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we can do.
We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose it with. I can't think of a single thing. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hold it. Now what?
Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now.
It wasn't me, pal.
And it wasn't me this time either.
It wasn't me either.
It was me. It was me.
Why did you...
Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir.
There's more?
What? Hurry up and spit it out.
Yes, sir. That blood I mentioned. It's not the same blood type as the victim's blood. Hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
No!
What?
Hang on a second. May I offer something?
Yeah?
You want to know what's
it's
on
his.
It's his blood.
Oh.
Oh, boy. Okay.
What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it?
I don't know, sir. All I know is it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir.
What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore.
Neither do I. My, what an amusing turn of events. Huh. That blood drop proved something to be true, all right. Namely, my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever.
I doubt that.
Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy?
Oh, how does he know that?
What sort of nonsense?
Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder.
So you would like to believe. But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then?
I guess that's possible.
Damn it. Have we been wasting our time on a red herring?
The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough.
How? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
Quercus Alba, you bastard!
Huh. Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again! I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through!
Not so fast. Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday, I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that that day comes.
Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt.
Oh.
Is this really the extent of all that we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case?
I don't think so.
Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it is I who has been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? Turn his thinking around.
Yeah, you know goddamn right who he's talking about.
What would he, who can turn any desperate situation around, do? Turn it around? That's it! I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get into the box. It's whose blood could get onto the box like this. And if I think about it that way... If the blood got into the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there is only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard.
It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
Objection! Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Quercus Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. Huh? And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Ha! Mere words.
What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just what you think it means, Kay. We had already caught him in our trap a while back. With an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence.
Hey, Earth to Mr. Prosecutor, care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence?
The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood.
But we know that it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all.
Ms. Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. Then I believe you are already aware of what I mean.
Then you know who the blood belongs to?
Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person, Quercus Alba.
It has to be. He's the only one.
Take that!
Yep.
The blood of the Red Sun on this box belongs to you, Quercus Alba.
What?
Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim!
Yes, he is.
The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded into the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer.
So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim,
Then there is only one other person it could belong to.
Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion.
But Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding?
What if during the murder, Mr. Cochin had fought back?
You mean if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Herr Alba?
Hang on a second, because we already know that he claimed it was proof he was stabbed by Damask II. But did Damask actually have a sword? No, he did not. You know what he had? You know what was in that room? A big ass rubber sword that couldn't cut the cheese. So yeah, that stab wound wasn't from Damask, it was from Cochin.
Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. What is the piece of evidence that shows that Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at the time? Is it the key?
Take that!
The wound, yes. The wound, yes. Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound.
That was from when Damask II attacked me with a pair of scissors.
Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room.
But is that what really happened? you can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood onto it, so I can't just accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors?
Objection! You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility.
You're one to talk, Mr. Alba. You've managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal.
Objection! I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing...
You believe I've overlooked something?
You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here on one of the theater's dressing rooms, right?
Yes, that is correct.
I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that can only have come from a blade. I wonder where you will propose that such a weapon came from.
This theater was packed with security guards.
It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort.
Except the knife that killed Mr. Cochin.
Not so fast. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the Allebashtian knife in a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort.
But as long as you can't prove what other way is...
Let's try that one again.
But as long as you can't prove what that other way is, all your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. So if that other way does exist, you'd better hurry and tell me now.
The key? With pleasure.
Wait, what?
This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Cochin brought a weapon into this theater. The Yatagarasu's key.
Unbelievable.
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasu's key.
That key?
That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago.
And it is very unique in that it is both the key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside that safe, there was a document about Kodofian paper signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this nice blade with your wound, Mr. Quercus Alba?
Is he finally gonna crack?
Boy, I think so. And that is what some may call the coup de grace.
Impossible! You can't take me down! Swine, all of you! Especially Manny Cochin! This is all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal the control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes from me. That's why I sent out the Yatagarasu's card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagarasu. But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Like Zoink Scoob.
Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there is one more question I forgot to ask. This country's or Allebast's? Which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. How was that?
That was great.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that back.
Quercus
Alba.
Alba.
Quercus Alba, you're under arrest. March 17th, 11:21 a.m., St. Paddy's Day, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Whew. This is it. A big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial today.
And next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Allebast. Francisca is heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it.
Having to face Ms. Von Karma in court right after facing you, sir? I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse, and boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking, that flight attendant and even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents.
Correct. That smuggling ring was the common thread between all the incidents. Cammy Meal was to provide support during smuggling ops, using her job as an attendant. And Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor.
Go you airlines, and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir?
I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world.
Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like.
What is it, Detective?
Nothing. It's just, well, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir.
I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society.
Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh?
I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Mac Rell. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trials today.
You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir?
CeCe Yew, indeed, man. Perhaps now, these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Palino. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of those, so I'm giving them to you.
What? Seriously, sir? Well, wait. Actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Kadofia again, its economy has changed.
Really?
And it seems that Ambassador Palino has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Kadofia.
But what a pity. Even though every item he sent is...
But what a pity. Even though every item you send is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely...
Okay, well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant Kay. Oh, wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir.
Actually, Gumshoe?
Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here?
Look behind you.
Hey, you gotta be more alert than that.
Ah,
I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit.
oh, good job. I totally didn't notice you or realize that voice was you.
Lang Shi says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring.
Agent Lang. Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here.
It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't gonna miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court.
Is that so, Agent Lang?
We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, so Zhang Fa is finally at peace again. And it's all thanks to you. So I just want to say thanks.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth.
I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case.
A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you, prosecutors, and I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that?
I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job.
Yeah, and if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what.
All right. It's about time for the trial to start. I will see you later.
I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this.
I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today. I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir.
I'll help throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins.
Hope you got enough, because I'm gonna go call my men up as well.
A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way.
Are we gonna get...
The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu. It's the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants as they meet. And to that end, you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that it is all we prosecutors are, and that is because... Listen to that music. Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I set foot in one. And today, more than any other day, I feel the fight with me rising. Objection! That
So we
felt
did
good.
get through all of it tonight.
Yes, we did.
Okay, here we go. I wonder if we're gonna get any dialogue.
Yeah?
I am really in Mr. Edgeworth's debt for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Also, about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern, the airline has chosen me to design their new line of Go-Yew jumbo jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. That sounds frightening. Man, we better be ready.
There's Zig LeBlanc.
That's funny. Edgeworth, how the rudeness of a rude man. Because of him, my time and my money is wasted. More importantly, I've received a most fantastic treasure recently. The primitive statue of the Principality of Cadofia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Paleno was most generous. Whack.
Yeah. We finally caught Agent Hicks' killer and have received to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work on the case in cooperation with them. However, the Cardovian courts await. Yeah! Cardovia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new figures there.
Okay. There's Kay, so Kay and Meekins, perhaps. Yeah. This little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir. I thought I was safe since he found the gun I dropped. But I hadn't noticed I dropped my police badge, too. I guess what really broke the camel's back was I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. Jesus.
No way.
Uh-oh.
So there's Emma.
Who's doing this? Me?
You?
I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did, but I've got to get going and return to Europe. I've still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him, scientifically.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you.
Right.
Uh-oh.
All right, there's Lauren.
Because the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easy. But I won't be going outside much anytime soon. But that's really okay. The only prisoner I'm forever trapped in is the cage of love. The guard down at the detention center. Well, when he's on guard duty, he has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Oh, stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love?
Silence! It appears there are all sorts of drama that takes place outside of the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Nope. Well, I know who that is. This is Mag. I got a different voice. Trust me.
Phew, I barely escaped death yet again.
Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh?
Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job.
Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me.
You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm going to pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Ooh, this is actually kind of fun.
I wonder what her next bad luck is going to be.
Boy, oh boy.
Here we go. Oh, boy. Why not come to Cadofia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Although, recreating that particular case has created a few small fires of its own. And then we had a few problems with the fire marshals. But the next event will be great. It will be an attraction entitled Capture the Yatagarasu. Of course, I hope to enlist Kate's help in creating our latest attraction.
Ooh,
Interesting.
I'd pay money to see that.
I'd buy that for $1. Larry.
I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. Oh, but it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're gonna sell blue ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcake hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot, or at all really, but... Oh, so I noticed that I really haven't seen the guy in the blue suit at all recently. I wonder what's up. Well, next time we meet, I'm gonna make you meet one of my dogs. He doesn't mean Phoenix Wright, does he? We may not have had anybody on the chat, but this was definitely worth it. This is Detective Badd speaking, though. I think it may be. Yep.
I gave testimony in court today as a member of the Yatagarasu. You know, Mr. Badd, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smuggling ring. Long Shi says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I've begun noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror.
Well, that may have to be it.
I hope so.
Well, that's one more. But yeah, that's gotta be her. It was a pink princess and a pink panther all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's all right, because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Boo. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does this mean by that last statement? It's not like I enjoy being under a headpiece every time I see him. I'm an alien, and that's some creepy, fuzzy pink animal, and then one's a pink princess. A great hero of justice, every young lady. It's such a terrible idea.
Objection. Okay.
Her talking in this. March 17th, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202.
Whoop! I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir.
Yeah, and nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom.
Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court.
Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to lead to Francisca and Ancient Lang.
So what are your plans now, Kay?
Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Are you still trying to steal my job, pal?
Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something that's so important to you, Gummy.
Whew, what a relief.
Okay?
Yes?
Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief?
Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. So I'm gonna hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own.
A 3-person team?
A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if possible.
Good luck with that.
With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the two other people you need.
My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm gonna work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed.
Let's both strive for such a future.
Well, I guess it's time for me to get going.
I see.
Okay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger.
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in.
If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door.
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever.
Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the three of us.
Yeah, a commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one.
No.
Killjoy.
Hey, why not?
Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course not, Detective.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe! Stop that! I can't be seen doing that!
Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese.
Cheese! And thus, the long tale of the KG-8 incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax. For I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case.
Oh.
The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed.
She got a hold of his cravat. Oh well, at least she didn't blow her nose
on it.
Oh man, stereo.
Yeah.
Well, what a finale.
Okay,
And
let's see. And that's got to be the end of the game then.
It is absolutely new items unlocked in the gallery.
Jordan face back, swish, and that's the game.
Nothing further, Your Honor. So
Well, folks, that's how we're gonna cut it from here, brothers.
Oh man, we totally missed a whole bunch of quotes from Zion Potato. So so Maddie says that beard is something, and then Zion the Potato begins with, here's the bon vivant of Ace Attorney roasting. It's a pick, jackass. It's not. Holy potassium. That old pedantic fart killed someone. Can I punch him in the face? Please let me punch him in the face. And then he goes, wait, is that Larry? What the shit is Butts doing in that suit? And how old is Kay? Good question. So we apologize for missing all of that. Holy smokes.
Well, looks like we did have some guys watching the stream after all. So whoever that may be, Zion the Potato, thank you so much for tuning in. I am so so sorry we did not notice your chats, man.
You know, we gotta come up with a different situation, a different way to look at our comments. So for Zion the Potato, for Maddie and Alex, who always watch these streams, we thank you so much. And we'll see you back here next week for Prosecutor's Gambit. That's
Yeah, and
right.
I hear that this is going to be a much better game to play because I think is where a lot of things come into play.
Absolutely. So we're very excited to bring you that proposition. So to bring you that game. So until next week, I'm the Cannonball Alex Steele.
I am the package Andrew Steele.
We are the Steele Brothers,
And we are for real.
Top,
Top
guys
guys out.
out. Ciao.
Adios, muchacho.